See what happens when you go to Bethlehem with Linda Taylor? You get to hear that. next song is one you may be familiar with. It's often found in many of the church hymnals. It's an Advent carol called People Look East, adapted from a French carol, Bécesson, and first appeared in 1928. The coming of Christ in this version is depicted as love, the guest, love, the rose, love, the bird, love, the star, and love, the Lord is on his way. It has a meter in 6/8, so that's 6 beats to measure, so it's kind of bum-pa-ta, 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 bum-ta-ta, which gives it a little bit of a Celtic feel, and it's a delightful arrangement of this song. And as you may see over there, they're kind of over in the dark in the corner there, but the two twins over there on the piano bench that are posing for a photo because they think it might bring them fame and fortune, but they live in Salida, so that's not going to happen. So it's a piece that's designed for 4 hands, 1 piano. And it's really interesting because sometimes the parts cross and you have to get off those notes so the other person can play the same notes that you just played. And they do a marvelous job of it. There's also another woman who's been relegated to the back corner who has been sitting at the piano. Cynthia, can you come up and come into the light? Come down into the light, which is not where she wants to be, but there she is. Oh, got the spotlight and everything. So Cynthia is the accompanist assistant. She's the page turner, and she does a marvelous job. It's really, really hard to be a page turner. You got to be on every minute. You can't be thinking about what you're going to do when you get home or what you're doing for the weekend. You have to be right there, or you miss the cue to turn the page. So she gets a break now because one of you is turning the pages over there. Is that you, Ingrid? Yeah, good. So she gets a break, but she's on all the songs. So I just want to let you know. Listen to the accompaniment, because it's really, really delightful. And listen to the singers, too, but the accompaniment is great. So the gentlemen are ready to come up. Oh my, what have we got over here? More antlers. So they're going to come up here. And their song is called Nutcracker Jingles. And it's a really fun song. The lyrics are Jingle Bells lyrics, but they've been put to the melodies of the Nutcracker Suite. So you're going to hear March of the Toy Soldiers, Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy, the Dance of the Reed Flutes, and Waltz of the Flowers, all movements from the Nutcracker Suite, but all with the Jingle Bells lyrics. So we have a lot of fun with this one. I think you'll enjoy it.
What's up with this sweater? Is this like the ugly Christmas sweater that everyone talks about Aunt June gave you?
This is my favorite sweater, Linda. It's my Christmas spirit. But thanks for the compliment.
Okay, well, it looks very nice on you. You have antlers on your eyeballs.
I do.
You do?
I do.
And you like those too?
Yeah, I do. Well, they're Mohan approved.
They've been approved by the sweater guy.
Jingle
Oh, so that was pretty fun, wasn't it?
Oh, that was great.
So, can you follow that up? I know it's a hard act to follow, but you could
I'll
do
try.
something.
What do you want,
Okay.
drums?
Yeah, little drums would be nice. A little bit more.
A little more?
Yeah. That was pretty good. That was pretty good, but it was kind of short. Do you maybe need some help to do it a little bit better, or a little more, or a little? Would you?
If they're union, yeah, bring them up.
Okay, we got some union here. All right, here we go. Let's try it again.
What, you got some?
Yeah, I got some right here waiting for you. Ugly sweaters here for you.
All right. What do you guys got? Oh, I got one. Here we go.
What do you got over there, Ingrid? Come out in the light. I want to see what you're holding. It looks really weird. Come over here so we can see what you got. What is that?
That's a vibra slap.
A vibra slap. Can you demonstrate? Yeah, you have to be careful. You can get away from you. Hold on to that thing, Ingrid. All right, here we go.
First time Bowen's been one tonight.
It's like a schoolboy with the apple, right?
round about, deep and crisp and even. Brightly shone the moon that night, though the frost was cruel. When a poor man came in sight, gathering winter fuel. I saw food and drink so spontaneous. My lungs
Our next song is with the whole group, Canticle of Winter. It's written by Joseph Martin, who wrote Canticle of Peace that we sang in the first half. This is a lovely winter song, all about the beauty of winter, the snow, the reflections, the moonlight softly glimmering from jeweled specks below. There comes a calming spirit, and inner peace descends, and the song of winter beauty sings on and on again. Now, obviously, this guy has never been over Kenosha Pass or Trout Creek Pass or through a snow blizzard, ground blizzard in South Park, but that's okay. This is the lovely part of winter, the light, delightful part. As the song continues after these lovely images, it reaches a climactic moment where the singers break forth in harmony as if the radiant heavens had just opened above. And we were talking about what does it feel like when they get to this point in the song, and you won't miss it at all. And some were saying, well, when you get to the top of a mountain and suddenly the whole view comes before you. Or you wake up and you see the sun streaming down from underneath the clouds. This whole idea of this radiance, this just absolutely wonderful place where things just appear for you magically. Then the song continues after this climactic part. It's talking about the storm coming and the dawning of a new light when earth glow emerges from never-ending light. And then the song concludes with refrain, sings on, and on, and on, sings on. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Sing, Mary, sing from a heart of joy, for God is born of you a baby boy. Asleep in your arms your worship brings. Sing, oh sing, gentle Mary, sing. Run, shepherds, run to the manger bed, lavish humble praise round his tiny head. Thanking God on high for the promised one. Run, oh run, gentle shepherds, run. Sing, oh Mary, sing. Your praises from a heart of joy. Come on and run, oh shepherds, run. With thanks for Christ, the promised one. Oh, shout, angels, shout from the skies above. Fill up heaven and earth with your news of love. Echoes of your praise and peace ring out. Shout, oh shout, all the angels shout. Sing, oh Mary, sing. Your praises from a heart of joy. Come on and run, oh shepherds, run. With thanks for Christ, the promised one. Oh, sing, Mary, sing your song. Tell the people that the Lord has come. Sing, oh, sing, Mary, sing your song. Tell the people that the Lord has come. Sing, oh, sing your song. Tell them that the Lord has come. Sing, Mary, sing your song. Tell them that the Lord has come. Sing, oh Mary, sing. Your praises from a heart of joy. Come on and run, oh shepherds, run. With thanks for Christ, the promised one. Oh, come, people, come, sing of Christ the King. Stretch your song of hope to every living thing. Share the gospel news with everyone. Come, oh come, all you people come. Come, oh come, all you people come. Shout, oh shout, holy angels shout. Run, oh run, oh the shepherds run. Sing, oh sing, gentle Mary, sing. Sing, oh sing, gentle Mary, sing.
Hi, I'm out of breath. So our next song is The Yearning, and we love this song. We've done this before about 6 years ago, but it came back. And we like the good songs. They keep coming back. That last one we did, that'll come back in about 5 years, definitely. It's too much fun to sing it. So The Yearning is an Advent song, and it's all about the coming of Emmanuel and all the things that lead up to that expectation, that anticipation, sometimes fear or joy about the coming of Emmanuel. So we got to talking about yearning and what yearning is, a longing for something deep inside, a longing, a desire for life to be different than how it is. And so I asked what some of the things were, and people said yearning for peace, yearning for more love, yearning for healing of relationships, yearning for ability to be able to wake up in the morning and be cheerful and delighted to be waking up in the morning. One person is yearning for a home. He's been in a lot of different houses, and he wants a home where he can settle and be there with his son, and that's a special yearning for him. And we talked about it, and all the yearnings seemed to be so lofty and wonderfully presented, and I was thinking, boy, you know, my biggest yearning is wanting to have chocolate every day. But, we all have something in our lives that we either didn't do and wish we had done, a yearning to accomplish something or to have taken a step and then we forgot or didn't do it or we didn't put the energy towards it. And so we really talked about how yearning is an inner passion that a lot of times we don't fulfill because we're scared, or we might be judged, or it's not the right time, or we don't have the right place to do it. So as we sing this song about the yearning of the coming of Christ, I'd like you to think about for yourself what yearnings you have that have not been fulfilled. And that when you leave this concert today, maybe you will actually take a step towards fulfilling that yearning.
There is a yearning in heart.
Coming up on our last song here. Children, it's a partner song of Children, Go Where I Send Thee, and Go Tell It on the Mountain. But before we do our last song, I want to let you know we have a lot of homemade refreshments out in the lobby, and we can't eat all of them. So we want you to join us out there for punch and cookies, and we'd like to get to know you better, and we hope that you would like to get to know us better. So please join us out there after this last song. And I'd like to acknowledge the Grace Church for letting us be their first outside group performing here. Pastor Don and Judith have been so helpful to us and have welcomed us, and it's been a real pleasure to be here. And I also want to thank our wonderful sound people in the sound booth back there, Dennis Heckel. And Russ, whose last name I do not know, but perhaps he does not have a last name. No, he says no. Okay, so Russ, let's give him a hand. I also want to thank all the singers who've worked so hard to put this program on. They do so much time at home studying the music, listening to CDs, trying to work through it, and they come to every rehearsal and work hard at the rehearsals, and we have committees that do a lot of the behind-the-scenes work. And this show could not go on without all of that commitment and dedication that they show, so I want to thank them. To our accompanists, and also to, Cynthia's over there. She's still there. She's waiting to turn pages, but she doesn't get to on the last number because it's a CD. But that's okay, Cynthia. We'll let you sit over there in the important chair. And Oso over here and Kate on bass. They've been really wonderful to work with. And last but not least, I want to thank my husband, Stephen Taylor, who is back there between those two sound fellows. And so he's been great. He does everything. He moves risers, he plugs in cords, he unplugs cords, he runs up and down the aisle telling me what he hears, what he doesn't hear. And we had to come up with a name for him because he said, you know, I do all this stuff. And he also does stuff at home. He helps design the posters, and he helps me when I go off the deep end by massaging my shoulders and telling me it's going to be okay, you'll get through it, you know. So he's just really a great person to have around. So anyway, we've decided that he's the production manager. So we hope you'll enjoy this last song. It's a lively one, and it's just a lot of fun to sing.
Four's for the four who knocked at the door. Three for the kids that saw the star.